You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.
Our good, what is this? This Thursday morning. I can't believe it. This week's flying by. The holidays are over. It's time to go. We're back to work. We're back to school. We're back to the normal routine. I don't think the next federal holiday we have is Martin Luther King birthday, and then President's Day, and maybe we have Groundhog Day. Do we celebrate Groundhog Day, Anna Marie? I don't think we do. We should celebrate Groundhog Day out there. Okay, it's because we keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. All right, I got Rob Lapham calling all the way from Port St. Joe. He can see Mexico Beach from his rooftop, so he's right across the Bay County border, so to speak. But anyway, how are we doing this morning, Rob?
Pretty good, James. I really enjoyed the last couple of weeks of Christmas holiday and basically not paying too much attention to politics. Of course, you see stuff on TV, but basically I sort of kind of ignored it and enjoyed family and things that come with the season. So that's really been a plus, and I think probably my blood pressure went down by a couple of points.
It's amazing. You know, the Armageddon did not happen after November 7th or 8th, whenever Donald Trump was elected. Everybody's waiting for, a great meteor to strike the earth or whatever. Didn't happen. We survived, and matter of fact, I'm hearing that people are feeling more confident that we have a new commander-in-chief coming in. The military seems happier about it, but I also know that what we don't remember from history, we're doomed to repeat. I remember Mikhail Gorbachev's generals did not help him settle peace with make peace with the United States, so to speak. And one of the things that I'm hoping that Trump administration doesn't make the mistake that Gorbachev's generals did, and do saber rattling. And I'm hoping that Mad Dog, that is going to be in charge of I don't even remember his last name. I just know him as Mad Dog, is going to be in charge of it. Mattis is going to be in charge of it. And I think he's a pretty level-headed guy, even if he is a Marine. I won't say anything. I got to pick on Marines. I can't pick on Marines. They're wonderful people. They really, really are. My father-in-law is a former Marine, always Marine, he tells me. But still.
But they're not U.S. Navy, right?
Well, that's it. Only thing the Navy did for Marines is we just run them around. We're kind of like their Uber driver. We just take them whatever part of the world they want to go into, and take our landing crafts and put them on the beach or our helicopters or whatever. But the point being is we have a strong military, and our military should be made for defense, not offense. But it seems like in the last, 50, 60 years, ever since World War II, 70 years, we seem to have this, a pre-strike condition where they want to go preemptive war, where we go have preemptive war against other countries. And the only person I know in history, speaking of history, that ever did that before in modern times would be Adolf Hitler. He did that. He did that in Poland. And I think even Eisenhower warned us against doing preemptive strikes and preemptive war.
He specifically, in his farewell speech, President Eisenhower warned against the military-industrial complex. And I do believe that in the years since 1950.
1959 is yes sir.
So in all those years since, I think we have spent far too much on our military. I'm hoping that the new Trump administration, in terms of the president-elect saying we got to build our military, and we all know that General Mattis's record as a military force, I'm hoping that presentation of power and coming power to Russia causes them to rethink. Do they really want to get into a war of armaments that they cannot win? They didn't win it before. They're not going to win it now. And we know we don't need to do that as far as the vast superiority of our planes, ships, tanks, you name it, trained personnel. We are able to flank the Russians 10 times over. And why we would want to continue to pour more money into a machine, that's a challenge I have with, I'm waiting to see as far as the Trump philosophy. But what I mentioned to Anna Marie when I called in, because she said, what's on your mind? I was futzing about Make America Sick Again, which is a big poster next to U.S. Senator from New York, Charles Schumer, new minority leader in the Senate.
Right.
He's standing in front of a microphone yesterday, spewing off all kinds of drivel about how Obamacare really isn't that bad, and he's articulating, making the case, trying to make the case that adopting anything Trump wants to do will make America sick again. Well, I swear, the people who come up with these slogans, I mean, they really need to check into the National Institute of Health and get a psych eval, because they just are not able to, first of all, articulate what it is they're about, and secondly, I don't know who it is they are convincing. Both Schumer and Pelosi yesterday are in front of microphones, and I have never seen two sicker people unable to articulate any benefits of what they stand for.
Well,
so,
it does
while
make
I'm
you
certainly
wonder.
not for Trump in some of the populist approaches he has, and I do worry he's going to overspend, boy, it's nowhere near as bad as would have been the case had the Democrats succeeded in perpetuating their socialistic approach.
Well,
he's stepping up against Boeing and the F-35.
No, that was for the Air Force One, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it?
Well, no, what I'm saying is
the F-35 was Lockheed Martin, but
Lockheed Martin.
You're
Yeah.
right, Air Force One was Boeing.
He says this
I
is
don't
ridiculous.
like that heavy-handed approach. I don't mind a few remarks, but I sure hope that we don't arrive at a position where the President of the United States is. They are the customer, and they're entitled to, but I don't know that he wants to make a big deal of appearing to push companies around. That upsets me a bit.
Well, on the other hand, don't you remember the $1,000 toilets? I think we can find some fraud, waste, and abuse. So, this is what I think, that these companies are actually, maybe they might be overcharging.
Well,
they might be overspending.
There's always fraud in anything you do.
At least it needs to be looked at.
Absolutely, and we've had a lot of non-successful military ventures, but such as the Osprey, or such as that's one of the things that weren't or the F-35. They're talking about how they're like boondoggles, and I remember we were talking yesterday. One of my employees, we were talking about during World War II. We were talking about history, how that. The Panzer tanks, there were superior tanks compared to the American Sherman tanks, as far as firepower, as far as the steel, the armament on them, and they were able to do a successful job against the Shermans. But what we had that the Germans didn't have was, for every one Panzer tank they produced, we produced 5. For every aircraft they produced, we produced 5 more, and so we outspent. We outperformed, and that's one of the things that we did. But that was for defensive measures, in my opinion. It wasn't to rule the world. We actually went to war to fight against what seems to be taking over the world right now: fascism and socialism. I shouldn't say socialism we fought against, but we fought against fascism. And that's the biggest thing, where the government takes your property, tells you what you can and cannot do with it. We fought against that, and here we are embracing it in parts of the world, even here in America. And people say, James, we don't have fascism. Well, if you kind of look at it, where you take tax dollars, your public tax dollars, and give it to private businesses to expand and grow, that is fascism, whether you look at like it or not. That's exactly what that is. You're growing government using taxpayer dollars to give to private industry.
And I don't think President-elect Trump supports that approach. And I'll be interested to see what the various new secretaries, how they implement or how they cut back. And frankly, I'd like to see them eliminate, government grants to industry, to choosing or picking winners and losers. I'd like to see all that go away, and frankly, see how much money we can save, because we certainly can't afford it.
Well, put it down to a state level. We just got finished hearing, we have Rick Scott, who likes to do, Bay County has their Economic Development Alliance, which, is the same thing, where they take tax dollars, give it to private businesses to improve our economy, and they have an 87% failure rate. And we have the same thing in the state, where they give money to promote Florida. I think Pitbull, they gave $1 million to him to promote Florida, but it was all secretive. They didn't want people to know about it. Well, the same thing happens here in Bay County. We have 5 or 6 names that are being put together that are secret. They have code names. We don't even really know who the companies are they're dealing with to give money to bring them into Bay County to improve our economy. And I'm sitting there going, man, if you got an 87% failure rate, and if I had that in the business, I couldn't keep my doors open. So this is what I'm saying. When you start giving money out like that, picking the winners and losers, you're not helping your economy. As a matter of fact, you're actually hurting your economy, because you're taking the people that have worked the hardest, put their own money into it to succeed. Now you're putting people to work in competition against them.
You bet. James, do you think that we overall as citizens, and looking at the Bay County example, I kind of wonder why commissioners continue to be reelected or elected that will support any kind of secretive anything?
That is amazing. Yes,
what,
it is amazing. And what it boils down to, now, it's not just the commissioners. You've got, what are we going to say? What are we going to say?
It's all speculation.
Well, you have
your opinion.
Well, this is all conjecture on my part, I guess. Yes. But we also have commissioners that work with the Chamber of Commerce, and that's what I'm talking about. They're working with these groups right here that are quasi-private, governmental. Well, Chamber of Commerce is private, of course.
Well,
but
Chamber of Commerce, Tourist
Development Center,
okay, Alliance.
Yeah. What all these things put together, it's tax dollars taking your money and giving it, picking the winners and losers to improve our economy. But if you look back, I don't think I've seen that where it's sustainable throughout history. Anyone that tries this, it works for a while, but once you start figuring out how you can give yourself money, and I think even our founding fathers said, we have a democracy, we have a republic if we can keep it. But once you find out how you can start giving yourself money from the taxpayers, that republic turns into what I call a democracy, where the people by majority rule get the money. And that's really not how America was designed, as a democracy. We're a democratic form of republic. And that's where a lot of people can't quite get the grasp, where the minority is protected from the majority.
Well, and that's why it's up to the citizens to become involved. Go to the meetings and hold your commissioners accountable.
Yeah.
They don't need to be representing their special interests, their buddies. They need to be representing and taking care of the individual citizen, the individual person in their district.
Well, that's the way I think.
And the question needs to be asked at those meetings and elsewhere: what has been our prior experience with government funding of particular projects or deals? And there ought to be some kind of scorecard. And the media ought to be encouraged to write about it. And if it's good, let's promote it and say, hey, that's a reason to continue it. And if it hasn't been good, then one ought to really question the continued expenditure of public funds for dubious outcomes.
Well, we see the media is writing about it, and they don't seem to write about it as much as they used to, but they are bringing to the fact that we're seeing taxpayer money going towards promoting things for, promote Florida and all this. And it all seems well and good that you're doing what I call this false philanthropy. I think Frederick Bastiat talks about it, where you take taxpayer money and you help people out, and you do it in the name of helping. But really all you're doing is picking the winners and losers, and you're perverting the law. That's not what the law is about to have, where it's equal across the board, where people are rise from their own merits. And that's what I see happening out there. Like I said, this company right over here, let's get them to come in town and compete. Well, we have a mayor on the beach back there. If we took our county money and had other companies come in that own diners to set up in competition to the mayor on the beach, I guarantee you he would have a fit in a heartbeat. He would not allow that. He would not allow other diners to come in here. And the same thing, we've got people that are into medical transcriptionists. Is that what one of the companies we have down here, Anna Marie, that we have the chamber that's promoting Well,
that was a big old mess. We don't have to get into that.
Well, the point is they were trying to promote medical transcriptionist company to come in competition with companies that are already here in Bay County.
Well, and how about the development out there at Barefoot Palms? Who approved that? What planning board approved that?
That is a very good question. And if you look at it, it's the same people that over and over and over again that says, we're here to help you. I'm going, oh my Lord, this is amazing.
So like I say, people, if you don't like what's going on in government, the only thing you can do, the best thing to do, is to get involved. Go to the meetings. Pay attention.
Absolutely.
Listen.
Next meetings,
ask questions.
The first and third Tuesday for the for the Bay County Commission, and I think it's the second and fourth Tuesdays or Thursdays throughout the a month for
Thursdays, I think.
I can't remember. It's for the city meetings around here, like Parker.
Different ones.
Yeah.
Parker's on Tuesday, Springfield's on Thursday, so they're different.
And then we have the beach on Thursdays, and then you have.
They are posted.
They are posted.
On
Hey guys, you're coming up against a hard break.
Yeah, we are. We got to go. We got to go. Thank you so much, Rob. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll be right back in a few minutes.
James Auto Center, we fix it right.